Well, welcome back yet again to more Fate Holo Ataraxia. It looks like we are going back, right back to the loops that we've been going through. However, it does seem like there's something different, that something being that Ilya is now in the storage room. So, yeah, at least we did actually manage to progress in the story by going through those loops and then getting that quote-unquote dead end by having Archer kill us. So we actually got to see more of the, Bizet and the Bizet storyline, which is what I was kind of interested in. So we did actually make some progress. So I guess if we keep just doing what we've been doing, which is, just going through these loops and reading these different scenarios, we'll get more of the actual, plot that seems to be sort of happening in the background. But anyways, that all being said, let's go talk to our favorite psychotic little sister, or big sister, however, depending on how you want to see it. In our yard, we have a storehouse and a dojo. Maybe it's been there even before Kirisugu, or maybe he built it himself after taking over the place. Either way, you could say his hobbies were a little eccentric. The dojo is a dojo, but the storage looks like a brewery or a pawn shop or something. Brewery? Pawn shop? As I turn my head towards the owner of that voice, I see Ilya tilting her head with curiosity in her eyes. Ah, so a pawn shop is a pafantas. What the hell's a pafantas? Yeah, I have nothing to do with one though, but I hear there are some high-class ones in the shopping district back alleys. I know, like the one Miss Tosca frequents, or so the lady at the fish market tells me. What? Tosca is going around to pawn shops? Could it be that she actually has to pinch every penny and pawn off her precious heirlooms just to sustain her daily... Oh, no, it's not that, Shiro. Ring's probably going after jewelry. They may be out of fashion, but old gems that have been released by their former owners may well have their own practical magical uses. Like a curse ritual at 2 AM and stuff? I'm not sure what that text is referencing. Ushi no koku main. I'll leave it up to your imagination. Though wouldn't something belonging to a lady that died an unnatural death be best for that? That's scary. But I see. I did wonder just where she was stocking up on all those gems from time to time, but I never thought she'd even use pawn shops. I have a fear that even I'll be pawned off before long. Well, that's if she sees you as property. Hey, Shiro. What's a brewery? Huh? A place that brews sake and the like. An alcohol manufacturer. Yeah, you're too young to know about that kind of thing. I see. A wine kellery or brainery. They make rice alcohol in this country, right? I guess she's talking about Japanese sake. Rice alcohol makes me think of something like rice wine. Grains of rice soaked in shocho or whatnot. It's not all distilled sake. There's stuff like shocho, too. As I thought, that's what cellars and storehouses are used for. Unusually impressed, Ilya keeps nodding her head. Well, she does own a castle, so maybe the Einsburns... Say, do you have one in your castle too? A wine cellar or a brewery? I'd actually be surprised if she didn't have something like that. The castle here? Or the castle far away? This or that castle? Really, she speaks like the heiress of a true aristocrat. This castle is a vacation home, so there's just a wine cellar, that is, although we never use it. So there's one in your country? The weather's not good for making wine over there, but we did have a distillery. Oh, so you made things like your own whiskey. Eau de That's right, I guess. We have to make our own magic ingredients, and there's never enough alcohol. I see, so actually for more of an academic purpose. I guess they use alcohol to preserve samples, or maybe to make chemicals or something. Your storehouse isn't really alcohol related either, is it? Yeah, I don't drink, although I can make some. It's just a storage room. I think Shiro's still probably too young to drink, although I'm not really sure what the drinking age is in Japan. I think it's actually younger than America, if I remember correctly. It's also your workshop, isn't it? Say, Oni-chan. The sudden change in the way of address surprises me. And that smiling face, I know I'll be unable to say no matter how naughty the request is. She probably just wants to see it. Can I go inside Oni-chan's storehouse? Sure. There's nothing interesting there, though. It's okay, it's okay. I always wanted to have a peek at your workshop. Go ahead. It's a bit dusty, but... Oh my god. Yay! Thanks, Shiro! Seeing her so full of joy makes me happy as well. Although it isn't much, I'm glad my little workshop has pleased her. Is it really that interesting? There's nothing in here. Wow! She jumps inside. Her gaze stops on the heaping pile of junk in front of her. Did you collect all these, Shiro? Gotta collect all the junk. They're like Pokemon. Half by me, half by Fujine, I guess. All the useless stuff is entirely by Fujine, though. Every time I look away, there's more of it. Considering it's Taiga, I'm not surprised. Nope, not at all. She dives into the mountain of junk. Oh my god. I'm worried about the dust getting on her clothes. Ilya, if you're going to go exploring, I have some work gloves. It's okay. Ooh, what's this, Shiro? Hey-ya! Out comes a round object. That's a Shichirin. Why would Fujine... Shichirin? Kind of a stove, right? Yeah, you put some coal inside, cover it with a metal screen, and use it for cooking. Not that I have any coal, though. She probably meant to grill some cuttlefish on it. Well, it's not broken, so we could use it now. And it is fall, but I would rather have some mackerel instead of cuttlefish. Wow. There's a lot of stuff. She puts down the stove and resumes her exploration. A hot water bottle, kotatsu heater, vacuum cleaner, nozzle. Even I am impressed by the variety. Did you not remember how much crap you had in the junk pile? Or more specifically, what you had in the junk pile? Are you going to repair and use all of these? Not really, but I do want to reuse them as much as I can. Oh, but even then... It's part of my job as the magical repairman. So, this is your workshop, right? She spins and looks around. Her face shows a complex expression of dissatisfaction, but at the same time, she also seems unusually impressed. Just what is that? This feeling? Not at all similar, yet so close. Could this be? Ilya, is there something odd here? I'm not sure, but... Say, did something happen here, like some sort of grand magic in the past? Maybe? No, I did practice strengthening, but I haven't used anything big. Although, yeah, this is where Saber came out, isn't it? Ah, so it's Saber's summoning spot. I see. It certainly looks suitable for Saber. I wonder if the summoning circle had been engraved before the storehouse was built, or if he just chose a spot away from public view. Well, only the previous summoner would ever know. I might have to ask Kiritsu that question. Ilya almost sighs as she mutters all that in a low voice. Well, who cares about the past? As for the grade, I'd give it about a 10. It's fun in a way, but you must take care of your workroom, or it will really become a place you just shove your stuff into. I'm ashamed to admit it, but it's become a habit for me to think that a storage and practice room are the same. Oh, that's just like you, Shiro. Perhaps it's time I helped you out. You mean, to renovate it? Yeah, you'd have to move a lot of stuff, but you can make it into something like my room in no time at all. So she says, full of confidence. What, like her room? You mean Ilya's room? That's a little bit too fancy. We'll get Sel and Liz to clean it up and change the interior. Right, about 3 days should do it. Wait, if you really make it look like your castle, I'll never be able to concentrate here. To have a Western-style room just in the storehouse of this purely Japanese residence would be nothing more than a joke. Opening the door to find the storehouse interior lined with carpet, Of course, those things will be taken into consideration. Anyway. Right. I instinctively lower my head as a reaction to Ilya's sudden didactic tone. If you actually want to get anywhere, then you must first straighten out that attitude. The workshop is the basis of a magus. I'm truly ashamed of myself, ma'am. This and that. It's all Rin's fault. Isn't everything Rin's fault? Really, it's all Tosaka's laissez-faire policy. She regards independence too highly. Ilya's mad at Tosaka's negligence, although Tosaka certainly is my current teacher. No, I think that's unrelated to... No way! If the teacher doesn't keep an eye on the student's workshop, she'll never know what kind of trouble he could be getting into. I have a bad feeling about this. Right, I must take care of you. There's no other way. I'm not sure if I like where this is going. I can't entrust Oni-chan to the likes of Rin. A complacent smile, or maybe a smirk, or maybe an eternal devil's grin. A pair of crimson eyes slowly closes in. A strong musky scent permeates the dark storehouse. Oh no, what'd she do? A mirage slowly takes hold over my brain. I feel like a moth fixated on a light. I can move any part of my body, yet it feels I'd ruin something big if I move even a finger. Hey. Shiro, I will definitely make sure to raise you well. What? Ilya, calm down. That's... Did we just run into another dead end, or a bad end? Oni-chan, it's you who needs to calm down and think. Here. What's happening? Her eyes and lips move closer to mine. Oh no. Oh no. Her little body sitting on my lap feels light as a feather. This kind of reminds me of that scene from the Fate route, where she's being all creepy and like sitting on your lap and just getting really uncomfortably close to you. Shiro, do you not like me, Oni-chan? That's not it, but... Oh, Jesus. If you like me, I will make you my most precious possession. Yeah, this is pretty much exactly like what happened in the Fate route. You'll think of no one else, not even Saber. I'll make you into my finest dessert. Yeah, I think this is some kind of hypnosis thing she was trying to do to us. Yeah, see, now he remembers that. Suddenly, the fog in my mind clears. Fool me once, the miserable experience from the first time now lets me turn the tables on her. Huh, you're too naive, Ilya. Even I won't fall for the same trick twice. Hey, Shiro. Wait. What? My free will that had been trapped in those red eyes returns. Back at you. Will you be mine if you like me? Huh? Huh? Alright, now's my chance. I hug Ilya tightly. You idiot! What are you doing, Shiro? What do you mean, what? This one little troublemaker lady playing with people like a kitten with toys. I thought she could use a lesson or two. Oh, man. FBI, open up. I'm not a troublemaker, and I'm no cat either. And don't carry a lady on your shoulder, you. She hits my back a few times, but I don't care. Although, the thought of surrendering to her truly did cross my mind once. I realized that Ilya is still a child. Yeah, she still acts like a child, at least. Yeah, a decade too early. That's too late. And in 10 years, you'll be begging to become mine. Oh, that's if she lives that long. Yeah, things might get ugly if you try the same thing again. You just watch. Forget Rin. I'll be so plump and full that even Sakura will be no match for me. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God, why? Why'd you have to say that? Sounds kind of sad. I wish she would become a well-mannered lady. Wait, what the hell am I saying? Let me go! Put me down, Shiro, you idiot! Your compliments are much appreciated. Alright, let's go drink some tea. I have some dorayake from Edo Maya, too. Huh? Really? Oh, no, you won't get away with just that. Shiro, you idiot, 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 idiot. Oh, Jesus. This is what happens when you have a crazy little girl or a crazy lolly in your house. She always wants your attention, and she's probably going to get you in trouble with Chris Hansen. Okay, so we can talk to Sakura or Saber. Who should we talk to? I'm tempted to talk to one of them, but I'm also like wondering if there's anything we can do in town too. You know what? I say we talk to one of them first before we go to the town. Maybe we talk to Saber, see what's going on with Saber. Oh God, I see her rice ball. She's gonna ask for food. Saber, are you there? I knock lightly on the door, but there's no response. There's no way Saber wouldn't notice that. I guess she's not around. I saw her in the living room just before, and since I have some spare time, I was going to ask her to come practice with me. Saber? When did Ryder get here? Yeah, I'm looking for her. Did you see her around? No, not on the way here. I see. Oh well. Alright, I wonder where she might be, but just as I'm about to head back to the main wing, Ryder catches me by the sleeve. By the way, do you have a moment? Huh? What is it? Right, Well, the bicycle has really gotten out of shape recently. The handlebars just keep turning right, and it's becoming problematic. If you have some time, it would be nice if you could take a look. Oh, I see. Now that she mentions it, I really have been skimping on maintenance lately, and the amount that goes into her steed would be considered a luxury for any other regular bike. Ryder's own city bike, a so-called mamachari, had not been made to withstand things like drift turns. Alright, I'll check it out. Before I take it out with the rest of the garbage, that is. Yes, it can't really be repaired. Yes, we might have to buy a new one. Thank you. Yeah, Ryder's riding skill is A+ after all. So, with the light parting nod, I go inside my own room, right next to Saber's. Right, I guess I'll go have a look at the bicycle. I thought this was supposed to be about Saber, not fixing Ryder's bike. Phew. And before I know it, it's all done. This is bicycle number 2, all fixed and polished to a sparkle. At first, I was just going to do the steering wheel bearings, and maybe adjust the brake cables at most. And yet, for every small part that bothered me, rather than overlook it, I kept thinking I'd be done soon anyway, so I took it all apart and ended up going over every single thing. But once it was all in pieces, the plan kept changing. Well, I guess this should keep Ryder happy. Well, let's hope so. Until she eventually ends up breaking that one too, because she's riding it riding it like it shouldn't really be ridden, let's just say. I've even replaced the consumable parts with more durable ones. This is as good as the bike will get, so it should be fine for another week or so. What the What is Fujimura doing? Was she just like running by us with the weird cat face? Oil and sweat all over me. I go back inside to have a shower, only to be met by Fujine flying out of the living room. Fujine, no running in the hallways doesn't apply just to school. Sorry, Shiro. Please forgive me again. What's she in such a rush for? Saying that, she runs away. Sakura too. Senpai. Breathing heavily, here comes Sakura. Fujine is understandable, but seeing Sakura race around the house is a bit unusual, not to mention difficult to deal with. What the heck is going on? Ilya-san was going to come by, so I thought we'd have some tea, but it turned out that Fujimura-sensei had already snatched all the tea snacks. Storage number 1, number 2, even the emergency kit crackers. Sounds like a thorough job, so that's why she's being chased. But such an uproar over a hungry tiger regressing to basic human instincts and wiping out the food reserves isn't really. I'll just make sure that she's properly scolded and that the replenishments are paid for out of her own pocket before she has the chance to escape. But you see, she ate Saber's share. She's been identified as the culprit by Ilya, yet she's intent on hiding, running and taunting us until our heart stops beating. Catch her immediately. I'll apologize to Ilya personally. Yeah, catch her before Saber catches her. But when I mentioned how good the bits of candy in those snacks were, Ilya-san just went nuts like never before. Those are emergency rations. Sakura! There she is! She's climbing up the roof! Ilya's voice is coming from the yard. Wait, the roof? Right. I'll be right there. So, yeah, excuse me, senpai. Hold on, Ryder. What is the rope for? Throwing on her sandals, Sakura goes out into the yard. Whatever Ryder's up to, I don't think I want to know. Let's look the other way for now. Nevertheless, as usual, some aspects of big game hunting came out. I should help before this really gets out of hand. And before this gets put on the, Discovery Channel or, like, National Geographic. And thus, Fujine is finally captured. Ilya and Sakura are in the living room, teaching her a lesson. As for me, I'm repairing the roof that she trampled on. Oh, great. There might still be a typhoon this year or something. Nevertheless, I feel kind of sorry for Archer. Could it be that he got cranky because we just left him perched on the rooftop all alone? Just kidding. No way he would be. With all the smoke and whatnot, I doubt that always staying here was one of his favorite jobs. Anyways, there's still time until dinner. I'll go get some rest someplace quiet. Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason Archer was cranky. Nothing unnecessary. Only a bare wooden floor. Is Saber here? After all, no matter how many residents we had, this place never saw much use. From the beginning, I had forgotten it. Yep, there she is. Same as always. I calmed down my disarrayed mind. This is where it all began. I'll indulge this nostalgic feeling for a while. I guess I just wanted to stand there for as long as I could. Just quietly stand there at the entrance. So you have come, Shiro. Oh, she was awake. I wonder how long did that last. All too fast, Saber's voice releases my bound body. Yeah, what about you? How long have you been here for? Let me see. That would be since after lunch. In other words, just about half a day. Shiro, what is wrong? It seems like you had something to talk about, but... Oh, nothing. Well, sure, I was going to ask Saber to help me train, but it's already starting to get dark. So what can we do now? I just thought I'd relax here for a bit. I see. Indeed, here is a good place to calm down and meditate. In that case, I will be leaving. No, it's... Now that the two of us are here, I want Saber to stay for a while. Yeah, like I'm going to embarrass myself with that. What is it? Oh, nothing. Answering thus, I sit down and get comfortable. I'll probably soon forget all the small talk exchanged today anyway. Yet the evening sunlight dancing on the walls of the dojo and Saber's gentle smile, those will surely stay in my mind forever. Well, another day passes. It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? What should we do? Hang around the Evidia... Oh, okay, something important is going to happen if we hang around the Evidia residence again, just like we did all day today. Storage... Okay, well, let's just talk to Ryder. Let's go talk to Ryder. It's actually important that we go talk to Ryder. Now then, speaking of things to ask Ryder about the Holy Grail War. I'm at the door to Ryder's room. I don't like this, but I have to ask Ryder what she thinks. I couldn't ask in the morning since the opportunity didn't present itself. It should be a little easier to get a serious face-to-face conversation flowing at this hour. Hey Ryder, there's something I want to ask. I speak out as I slide the door open. Well, don't just walk into a lady's room unannounced. We'll chat for a bit, then depending on how it goes, I'll try asking about her real intentions. I'm assuming we're going to see something we shouldn't see. I see. To be honest, anything is fine with me as long as no harm comes to Sakura. Even if that means the Holy Grail War will take on its full course and destroy the whole town in the process. So, not having Sakura around turned out to be a plus. She speaks her mind calmly and with no reservations. Jesus, look at all those books. She has piles of books. I mean, I guess when you have nothing better to do, that's all you can do is just read. On second thought, that's definitely a minus. The intensity of her reply sends shivers down my spine. I see. So there's no way Sakura would ever want to fight. But if she did, then you're saying you'd be prepared to go into battle, right? If Sakura wants to win, then that's how it will be. I would do everything I could to win the Holy Grail War. Just as the school was dyed blood red, I'm prepared to make an even bigger blood fort that would put Castor to shame. Should you stand in the way, no exception will be made for you either, Shiro. This is problematic. If, although it's a really big if, by a stroke of really bad luck, Sakura decides to make such a decision, I can't tell Ryder that I won't go against her, painful as it is. If Sakura were to lose her way, then I will have no other choice but to resist. Ryder knows this full well, so she didn't ask me to ally with Sakura. Alright, theories aside, it sure is a surprise. I thought of you as a much more passive character than this. I did not expect to hear that she would sacrifice the whole town's population. The image of Ryder that I got over the last 6 months is that of a woman who has many interests, but simply doesn't act on most of them. Yes, I believe your analysis is correct. I'm not used to acting on my own after all. But if a chance were to arrive, it would be a different story. If I have to fight, I will fight with all I have. When it is time to kill, I will kill. No mercy, no pity. So that the opponent cannot rise a second time. So that he cannot ever think of challenging me again. Ryder. It feels as if my body's about to literally freeze up. Her mystic eyes behind her glasses, though suppressed, paralyze my extremities. But that's only when someone picks a fight with you, right? No, even if Sakura were to fight, she wouldn't allow something like that. Am I wrong? That is right, but Sakura and my methods are fundamentally different. Saber said it as well. When the time comes, I will be willing to do anything. I do not deny it. I do not have a noble soul like Saber does. If I had to fight, my own personality will change and kill anyone around me to my heart's content. I get an unpleasant feeling of deja vu. Ryder's self-deprecating reply blends together with an ominous image. Was that the shadow? Not sure what that was. I think that was the shadow. No, that won't happen, Ryder. Haven't we been living together for half a year under the same roof? Whether you like it or not, I have an idea of what kind of a person you are. Like hell, I won't let you say you're the same as them. It's because of my dizziness. Like an idiot, I let my feelings flare up in a way that's very unlike me. Shiro, this is a good chance. I will give you a piece of advice. I am a monster, just like in the tales you've heard. I am an evil being that is feared by humans. These hands have been tainted by blood. I have been challenged by many brave warriors, yet have devoured every single one of them. Although I may have the form of a human as you see me now, no one can deny that fundamental truth. I know the myth of Medusa, but those were all intruders in the first place. You were always on the side receiving the attacks. It wasn't Ryder's fault that she was turned into an ugly monster or that she was hunted by humans. The female monster by the name of Medusa has always been a victim in the end. Yeah, kind of like Sakura. And as proof of that, the Rider that I know doesn't attack anyone. You care for Sakura and you watch out for the rest of us too. You really are a good person. That is because I am the heroic spirit of Medusa. Servants, no, heroic spirits are summoned in the form they had at their peak as a hero. This current me is actually nothing more than the monster that was called Medusa, at the time when it still took human form. But since I am Medusa, there is a side to me that turns into a monster. I am not a human as you imagine it. I am truly the definition of a monster, a being who is endlessly monstrous, endlessly expanding, an inherently evil being, as far as humans are concerned. Even I've thought about it before. The difference between the female monster in Greek mythology and Ryder's present form. I simply assumed that the myth was wrong, but such naive thoughts are no consolation in the face of this curse. I have killed, I have changed evermore with each death. As my name became more famous, the number of humans who came to challenge me increased with it. Humans, demons, and heroes all coexist. Humans cannot win against demons, no matter how many thousands of soldiers are sent. Humans just cannot go against monsters. This fundamental law protected me, and I forfeited myself as a monster. The food chain between humans, demons, and heroes. Humans cannot win against demons. Demons are defeated by heroes, and heroes are regulated by humans. Thanks to that rule, the now transformed monster Medusa endlessly murdered humans to grow stronger, only to be sacrificed by one lone hero. That is what I am, Shiro. You do not know what my original self looked like. You cannot imagine how many warriors this self, secluded in its temple, devoured over so many years and what it matured into. Even for me, it is impossible to comprehend just what sort of a monster I could become. No matter how much I try to overlook it, her real self is that of a monster. Ryder explains matter-of-factly. I have neither the right nor power to deny that. Why are you saying this now? I've never looked at you in that light, and that's not going to change. Just like with Saber, I thought I'd tell her not to fight needlessly from now on. Hearing the confession it led to, I fully regret it. It's pathetic, but all I can say is, don't do it. No, I'm partially to blame for being unkind. I wanted to tell you this and make you feel uncomfortable. But I am satisfied with this. The misconceptions you had of me all this time have made me happy and troubled at the same time. Thus, just in case, I wanted you to know the whole truth. I no longer sense the dark shadow that had lingered up until now. Ryder, back to her usual self, quickly bows her head. I'm sorry to have made you worry, but please do not forget, Shiro. I will become a monster that eats humans when the time arises. In her voice, I can sense a faint, pleading tone. Okay, if that time comes, I'll strengthen my resolve too. But that's entirely hypothetical. As long as Sakura is your master, that time is never going to come. I wonder how much of her feelings I understood. At the very least, I look her straight in the eye and leave the room. Well, that didn't really get us any important information. Okay, so there's new events in the living room with Saber, and then there's also a new event with Sakura. We talked to Saber last time, so I say we go talk to Sakura this time. It's not even lunch yet, and something smells great. I guess someone's making something. This sweet aroma. This is the smell of a cake or a pie being baked. In our house, only Sakura is good with pastry. I peek into the living room and the kitchen, but no one's there. Does that mean that the smell is coming from Sakura's room? Sakura, you there? Yes, senpai. Come in. Is that Shiro? Oh, Saber's in Sakura's room? Excuse me. I knew it. I enter the room and nod. It smells good. There's a freshly baked pie and a fork on the desk. The fresh butter and wheat flour duo in the pie's fragrance stimulates a pre-lunch stomach like nothing else. Shiro, I was not trying to keep this a secret from you. Sakura just invited me. This is... Saber's trying to hide food from us and eat it. Eat all the food herself. Saber mumbles out an excuse, feeling guilty for munching on it all by herself. Yep, I can sure see the evidence. That's alright, Saber. Continue eating. So, did Sakura make that pie? Yes, the fruit of autumn is permison. But you know, chestnut is also good after all. Yeah, like sticky rice with chestnuts. So, a marin pie. It's a small, neat one-person shape. While a whole pie is also good, it's more elegant this way. Yes, we did our best, all the way from the pie dough. That is, Sakura looked like she really needed help, and so I was allowed to lend a hand. Saber making pastry. No, that sure is unusual. That's right. Folded pie dough makes for a particularly great taste, but it does take quite a bit of work. Folding it like that several times is something that even I could do. It certainly seems like endlessly folding that pie dough is pretty laborious. Frozen dough exists for a good reason. It was very interesting work, Shiro. So, my collaborator Saber got the first taste. So that's why Saber was eating in Sakura's room. A sampling that became an extra snack between meals. So it's actually the result of cooperation between the two of you. How's the taste, Saber? Yes, the sweetness of the chestnut and the texture of the dough work exceedingly well together. My hat is off to Sakura's skill with pastries. Thank you, and to you too. The dough was worthy of a royal title. Is that right? How do I say it? The atmosphere between these two is unusually friendly. They usually get along, but today the sweet atmosphere is not unlike some secret girls' tea party bond. Oh, right, Saber, how were the cakes in your country? Were there lots of unusual fruits and fillings? Unfortunately, sugar had not yet seen much use around that time. Such sweet confections had yet to be developed. Is that so? For the banquets, the cooks tried their best with the skills they had. And I'm guessing from that expression their best wasn't good enough. It's not as good as Shiro's cooking, though. When she talks about her country's food, Saber dulls in an indescribable way. However, England is the birthplace of afternoon tea, the rest of the cooking aside. Shouldn't the snacks taste good even if they're a bit simple? Then, a cake like Mitsuzuri-senpai's was the usual fare, was it not? Oof. That sounds like she's kind of roasting Mitsuzuri's cooking. What? Wait, Mitsuzuri, she bakes cakes? Yes, I got a few from her. She's pretty good at making the kind with baking powder. Didn't you know? American. That's right. Mass production like that is something she would sure be great at. Finding a breakthrough technique to improve a sketchy taste would certainly be Mitsuzuri's style. I want to see her try making okonomiyaki one of these days. The New World's cake. Quantity before quality. And who cares what the others think? With a clink, Saber puts down her fork. The sampling of the marin pie seems to have promptly come to a conclusion. This was a splendid display of skill. A sample like this will hold its ground even against Lafleur's Western confectionaries. Lafleur? Oh? Personally approved by the Saber, the picky gourmand herself, the pear's marin pie is set to be a big hit. Then, one more thing. Hey Sakura, is there still some left? Yes, everyone's portion is still baking, so let's have it as a dessert after lunch. Good. Now the dessert for lunch is decided. The thing is, I can't really think of a good lunch to go with it. After all, even after udon, a marin pie is... I do not have a problem with noodles. Then pasta? We can have some canned anchovies, olives, and vegetables to go with it. Alright, then we'll go with a light lunch. The masterpiece you two made cannot be truly appreciated with a full stomach. It's okay, Senpai. Everyone has a separate stomach for sweets. Saber nods vehemently in agreement. Of course she would. With such overpowering persuasive power, our female's formation is really reliable at times like these. Okay, let's not worry about making it lighter. Since you made the pie for all of us, I'll prepare the lunch by myself. You two can take it easy for a while. Yes, we will accept that kind offer. Oh my god. They said in unison. The two respond at once in harmony with each other. Nodding and smiling, I leave the room. Now, of course they'd be okay with that. They don't have to do any work. Well then, let's go make some extra special tasty pasta to be a worthy match for the marin pie. Well, that scene was, didn't really give us much of anything new. Now we can talk to Ryder. Okay, let's see what's going on the streets, though. We can go to the Mata residence, but that's not new. There's something new at the Emiya residence, but... Oh, hey, there's a new event in the city with Lancer. Let's check that out. Back at the harbor. At the harbor, there's a familiar face. Lancer can be found anywhere, but in the afternoon, this is where he devotes himself to his hobby. Well, what should I ask him about? Ask what he's doing. The sky is clear. The autumn mood is covered up by an intense sunlight. The soft ocean breeze gently caresses my face. Only the screeching of seagulls breaks the peaceful silence of the docks. Without argument, this is a perfect location. Fuyuki Harbor seems like a place that would be favored by families or couples going out for a walk, and yet... With the arrival of this gangster-looking guy, it's transformed into an ominous place no one dares approach. To be honest, it actually doesn't look weird. In fact, the harmony is downright frightening. Like a swordsman naturally becoming one with his surroundings. This has to be the skill of a pro. As a token of admiration, I'll get a can of coffee from the vending machine. Hey, are they biting? Yep, little by little, a pile of mackerel, 4 black porgies, and 3 filefish for now. Gah, what a mishmash. You can catch all those at the docks? It's the ocean, you know. Of course there's a large variety. Well, anyhow, it's a bit of a mix, but hey, it's a rare one. He sure doesn't seem to care. As I pass over the canned coffee, I sneak a peek at his fishing bucket. There's actually even more variety in the catch than Lancer said. Lots of mackerel. For some reason, they bite right after I lower the hook. Oh, I also caught an octopus not long ago. Oh god. Is that a magic fishing rod? At this rate, this guy can rule the sushi world. Wait a moment. Looking carefully, there's a critical problem. Lancer, you'll be fishing all day long, right? Don't you have a fishing stand? As the name suggests, a fishing stand is something that supports the fishing rod. It's an indispensable piece of equipment for long fishing trips. Fishing rods are fairly heavy, and in some cases, even a slight vibration will cause the fish to flee. If one is to fish using a rod for half a day or more, a stand is necessary. Sounds handy, but I ain't got no need for one. Just looking at the rod, the line in the ocean makes me happy. Of course, I get even happier when a fish bites. As Lancer keeps grumbling, his fishing rod remains motionless. Lancer's arm strength is simply astonishing. Not just the strength, but his machine-like precision and stamina as well. I guess so. You probably wouldn't want to rely on any modern equipment. Did you find that rod around here somewhere? Yeah, all thanks to one generous guy. I spent all day straightening out that bent box of his, and he gave me this as a token of appreciation. For some reason, I never saw him again. Lancer laughs out loud. Coach Lancer, that sounds more like extortion. Well, it was that Mato guy. Oh, Shinji? Shinji's fishing rod? Wait, Shinji? Man, no wonder he's always moping at the edge of the docks. So now that you got it, you're making sure it gets put to good use, and now you spend every day absorbed in fishing. I mean, I'm definitely relieved to know that you've settled down, but is fishing really that exciting? Guess you can call it a fun exercise. I'm pretty confident in my skills. I don't mind bragging that I'm the best fisher out of all the servants. That great hero of Greece is one thing, but that bootlegger and that meager prince who can't even hold a rod, they could never enter the man's angling world. I just felt a crevice opening up. I sense an imminent storm approaching this small dock. Uh-oh. Is it alright to talk about them like that? You know what they say, loose lips sink ships, Lancer. You saying that talking about them behind their backs is going to come back to bite me? It won't get out unless you don't keep your mouth shut. Not that I care if it does. I'll take up a fight to the death any day. No intention to start a conflict, but willing to accept any challenge. Is that Lancer's attitude? Lancer yanks up the rod. Mackerel? Mackerel. Apparently unsatisfied with his catch, Lancer removes the hook and tosses the fish back into the ocean. The conversation ends here. There's no place harder to cope with than a fishing ground with nothing to talk about. Sorry for bugging you. I'll leave you to your mackerels. Aye, thanks for the coffee. I'll leave the docks behind. People, they can't understand each other if they don't communicate. To me, the dock is extremely boring, but it's Lancer's favorite place to be. The docks are as joyous as a summer day. I pray that tranquility won't be ruined by any senseless intruders. I feel like that's something that might actually happen. Someone's gonna pick a fight with him because of You know, they're gonna be like, hey, I heard you were talking shit. It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? Hang around the Emmerdale residence or go for a walk? Oh. Well, there's something new that's going to happen if we go out for a walk, but I'm almost afraid to do that because if you remember, Archer's sniping around Shinto, so if we go for a walk, we'll probably die. I don't know. I mean, it is new, so maybe something different will happen, but I'm almost afraid to do it because I'm afraid we're just going to get another dead end again. But I guess it can't hurt to see. Okay, we can go with Saber now. Well, that will be different. Because, yeah, it's like last time when we got killed by Archer, we didn't have Saber with us. So that might have been the reason why we died. I'll go patrol with Saber. The situation around town isn't too urgent, but if I have nothing else to do, I should at least take a look around. It would have been wise to do that before, though. Saber, do you have a minute? I'd like to go patrolling through the town a bit. Yes, I am prepared. I am ready to investigate or just wait for more developments. The choice is yours, Shiro. Saber replies immediately, as if having read my thoughts. I'm very thankful, but... even if you say it's up to me... I called you because I was going out on patrol. If I didn't want to go, I wouldn't have said anything. Saber's reply was a little weird. I guess she noticed it herself as well, as she lets out an ah of surprise. You were right. The one who wanted to accompany you on a patrol is me. I did not want to test your resolve, but it looks like I just did. She bows her head as an apology. I don't think that's necessary. I wasn't particularly motivated to go myself, but now that I got a push in the right direction, it's all good. Maybe your senses got a little dulled by the peace too. There hasn't been much happening during the summer vacation, so maybe you've loosened up a little. That is not possible. I'm your sword. As long as you need me, no blunders will be tolerated. Saber's determination seems flawless. That's very reliable of her, however. I'm glad to hear it, but that's just another way of saying that you can't rest as long as I remain a rookie. Oh well. I guess I'm still a troublesome pupil to you. No, I do not mean to fault you. I just attempted to express my readiness to stand by your side until the end. And although I do not say it in words, I do think you are doing quite well. Saber hastily corrects herself. Although I do want to talk more. If we make noise in the corridor, we might attract an undesired third person. Why, in fact, as each day passes, I feel even more grateful for your... Are you even listening, Shiro? Sorry, Saber, but let's talk more about that later. I cut the conversation short and grabbed Saber's hand. Wow, that was sudden. Before we get discovered by other inhabitants, I hurriedly escape from the hallway. Oh, that's why. Okay. We do our best to sneak outside. The Emiya residence surroundings are peaceful and quiet. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Well then, let's go have a look around town. We don't know where the problem is, though, and we don't even know if there's anything out of the ordinary in the first place. So today's patrol might end up being pointless. That said, time to hit the road. Before that... Saber. Yes, what is it, Shiro? Why is she so energetic and eager? Hey, I don't really know if you should wear armor around town. It's still before 10, and it'll be weird if we get seen by other people. Wouldn't it be fine just to armor yourself when we meet enemies? No. Since we do not know our enemies, we must make sure to concentrate on our defenses. Shiro, please worry about how you appear to other people when you have learned to defend yourself. I've made her angry for the first time in a while. I can't really read not to care about how we look, but when it comes to battles, her intuition is irrefutable. In other words, now that she's on high alert, this evening stroll will not end as simply that. Okay, I'll leave it up to you, but the moment you see someone you know, make sure to disarm immediately. Yes, it will depend on the situation, but I shall try to comply. I mean, she has the right idea. Oh man, there's new things happening everywhere, I see. South Residential Temple intersection. Let's check out the temple. Guess it doesn't really matter which order we go in. There are no signs of life at the temple gates. There aren't any noticeable changes here. The mountain is almost an hour away from town, and has always been wrapped in silence. I've been to Ryoto Temple with Saber before, but this is the first time we're visiting at this hour since the last Holy Grail War. I wonder, no way it would happen with just me alone, but with Saber around, I'm starting to zone out a little. This has to be the spot where the end of something is sleeping. Shiro, sorry, I got lost in thought. Do you feel anything, Saber? I do not feel anything disquieting. Even if there were new abnormalities to be found here, I find it hard to imagine Ryoto Temple being assaulted. This is Castor's territory, after all. The area's defenses against outside enemies are perfect. Even after the end of the Holy Grail War, she still remains cautious of all the other servants. Yeah, sometimes I talk with her at the Ryoto Temple, but it feels like she's keeping her distance. According to Kazuki-sensei, though, she just isn't used to dealing with neighbors yet, so I should be a little more forgiving. Okay, I don't know why it paused on that. Well, when you think of her backstage plotting, it is a little hard to suddenly start being friendly with each other. So anyway, Saber, what do you think about Castor? Do you think she's involved this time? I do not intend to defend her. However, this probably is not her doing. For example, the continuation of the Holy Grail War would bring nothing to her, as she has no wish to be granted. That's true. She probably wants things to go on the way they are more than any of us. This is the peace that she had never been able to get. Well, putting that aside, you were saying her defenses are perfect. Are there any tricks up her sleeve other than assassin? Yes, an almost neurotic defensive barrier. Aside from Assassin, who was summoned only for the purpose of guarding the gate, there has been an increase in the number of traps with each passing month, even without a war. It is enough to cause one to suspect that she was not doing it out of protection, but testing them out as a hobby. So that's what's making you distrust Castor. Supposing that, by some accident, Castor did become friends with Saber, they'd have the sort of relationship where they'd quarrel with each other outside of public view all the time. I don't think we'll have to go all the way in, though. There's nothing unusual here, and I can't help but get the feeling that we'd be poking our heads into a beehive if we did. I want to avoid being mistaken for attackers. The other onlooking servants aren't just going to stand around if a fight broke out over something as insignificant as this. I agree. We'd best leave Assassin to his duties and return to town. He is somewhat of a difficult person to deal with, but he is not one that would allow wrongs to go on out of mischief. He does engage in life or death battles as though they were entertainment, but he enjoys this tranquility just as much. Saber's right. As long as Assassin's protecting the temple gates, no suspicious characters will be entering. Well, that really gave us nothing. I guess it's about time to go back. It's not like we'll only have tonight. There's time tomorrow, too. Well, not much more time. Let's call it a night. I'll let you know the next time we're going out, okay? Right. It is my pleasure to be relied on, Shiro. The two of us return to the Emiya residence. It seems like the end of the night has been postponed for a little longer. Well, there was nothing new that occurred on that day. So we can go to Saber's room, or we can go to the streets. Is there anything new happening there? There's something new at the temple. There's something at the station front with Ilya. I guess we can check that out. Oh god. Wow. Oh Jesus, that's a real picture. No later than she produced that joyful utterance, Ilya dashed into the shop. Ilya, don't run or you'll trip. My voice can no longer reach her. Well then, it seems I've been left all alone at the storefront, but I'm pierced by all kinds of stares from around me. This is a boys' prohibited fancy shop, and the discomfort is nothing to joke about. Well, we did take Saber here one time. An urge to flee takes over me for a brief moment, but I can't just leave Ilya behind. Ugh. Shiro, you're still here? You're slow. Ilya returned to lead me inside by the hand. Only with that did the stares from around me soften up a bit. Oh god, did they think we were here just to get something for ourselves? Oh, that must be your sister. To begin with, we're here simply because she asked. During one of her raids, Ilya saw Saber with her usual stuffed lion. That's the art style. And after teasing Saber for a while, I want one too. And thus, we're here to buy Ilya a stuffed toy. Saber's lion is a unique item. Fujine won it at a game center. I can't get another one like it. So instead, I'm going to buy Ilya a stuffed animal she likes. Which one? Well, leaving that aside, she does look charming in her own way as she examines all the various toys. Hey, say Shiro, what kind of relationship it looks like we have? Oh, Jesus, why would you ask that? What kind? Well, let's see. Siblings would be impossible. Our hair and eye colors are completely different, and we look nothing alike. We're too close in age to be parent and child. Well, going with the most appropriate. With such a cute girl, don't I look like an older brother looking after you? Cute? Really? Yep, I do think you're cute. Flattery or not, I think Ilya is cute just the way she is. But then, that doesn't extend to the part about Berserker and saying things like, I'll just kill you. That's where terror surpasses it by a wide margin. Then escorting such a cute girl around must be quite troublesome for you too. How so? What was it? People could mistake you for the kind of guy that likes little girls like me. Oh god, why? Why would you say that? Ew. Rain said something like that, but I forgot. Oh great, what on earth did Tosca teach her? On the other hand, it's a perfectly logical assumption after seeing me walk around places like these together with Ilya. Oh my god. If I get spotted by a classmate, who knows what misunderstandings will happen? Well, a rumor with no basis to it will stay just that, a baseless rumor, so I should maintain my dignity. FBI, open up! Or maybe you really can become mine. Oh, don't try that again. Don't try to hypnotize us again. Ilya clings tightly to my arm. I take back what I said. There's no way to do this in a dignified manner. No, that's impossible. Besides, it's wrong for humans to be the property of others. As gently as I can, I shake her off my arm, staying as discreet as possible. Well, that'd be kind of hard to do considering what she's trying to do to you. Fine. Sooner or later, you're going to wish you had become mine, and you'll regret this. If that happens, good. Apparently dissatisfied with my answer, she puffs her cheeks and goes back to looking at stuffed animals. Eventually, she finds something cat-like and turns back towards me. Hey Shiro, how's this one? Would you call it a cat man or something? At any rate, that's the toy she's holding out in front of me. All I see is one lazy cat. I really don't know what makes a stuffed animal good, but if you like it, then shouldn't it be fine? What are you talking about? This will be your new body. Shouldn't you take it seriously? Oh god, no. What? Come again? What did she say just now? Ilya, wait a minute. What was that supposed to mean? Secret. This one's cute too. It's like it's teasing me. She's going to turn us into a stuffed animal. I think she actually did that in a bad end in the original visual novel, if I remember correctly. Her eyes happily move on to the next toy. And then I think in a bad end in Unlimited Blade Works we become Castor's wand. Perhaps it's time to make a run for it. I already hate myself for thinking that I couldn't leave Ilya behind just a moment ago. No, that surely was a joke, for sure. But, to be on the safe side, I'd better splurge on some dessert on the way home, just to curry her favor. Man, that was weird. Okay, well, there's the big bridge where we can talk to, Mitsuzuri, and then I guess there's something happening at school. And then there's a mysterious event in the seniors' hallway. I kind of wonder what that's going to be about. Hey, wait. Aren't you Emiya-senpai? I look back towards the voice trying to stop me. Who is this guy? And I discover an underclassman that I'm sure I've seen somewhere. Huh? You are... Mitsuzuri Minori, first year. I'm a member of the archery club, as you might know. Oh, that's Mitsuzuri's brother. Yeah, we heard him referenced in the visual novel, but we never actually saw him. You're Mitsuzuri's little brother. I know I've seen you somewhere. Now that I think about it, I've seen him around since early spring. Sakura vouches that his archery skills aren't too shabby. Mitsuzuri criticizes him as all show and unacceptable, but she's the type that's harder on her family, so he might just be the club's most promising ace. How about you stop calling me Mitsuzuri's little brother? Out with the formalities. Just Minori, or you will do, Emiya-senpai. Okay, so just Minori? Yes. Both of us could use the simplicity. I wonder if he's being implied on purpose or because he just is. Either way, I can't say he makes a good first impression. So, what do you need, Minori? You stopped me for a reason, right? I need nothing from you. It's just that it's an eyesore to see someone who isn't even in a club wandering aimlessly around. You're still a former member of the archery club, even if you don't look like it. So I thought I'd ask what you were doing. I was checking something out. Are you on the way back from the club? Don't ask something so obvious. I came to drop off some things in the classroom after club, and now I'm heading back. This guy is pretty easy to get along with, I see. I see. But even then, this is just a third year's hallway. I don't think that there are any first year classes here. Wow, this is just, like, really fucking awkward. We both keep our silence. Minori seems to have something on his mind, but he's certainly not saying it. Strange. He doesn't seem the type to hold back. So, how's the archery club? What do you think of the captain as a member? I want to hear from a first year's perspective, not that of Mitsuzuri or Fujine. I think Captain Mato is doing a good job. It's hard to progress when there are a lot of novices like me, but surely everyone can grasp it by next year. I see. I was worried Sakura might be overworking herself, so hearing that from a current member is a relief. What are you talking about? You've quit the club. She doesn't need your concern. Sounds as if you still have some lingering affections or something. Ugh. He's full of hostility. Perhaps Mitsuzuri's little brother is really upset by the fact that I quit the club. Hey, did you come to pick a fight with me because I quit? I don't really care. Despite having a fair bit of skill, you still quit. So you must have had a good reason. And why does it seem like you hold a grudge about that sort of thing? It's a refresher when you show up, and my sister seems to be in a better mood when you come too. So it ain't bad. I don't get it. Then why all this hostility? That's what I'm wondering. If that's all, then do you mind? I still have stuff to do around the school. No. Wait just a second. I don't have any business with you, however. Nei-chan said that you'd know more about this. Stuff like, Captain's hobbies, likes. I would like for you to tell me some. Wait, what? Is he trying to hook up with Sakura? Now I get it. No, in this case it'd be hard not to. So I thought I'd ask. If you don't know, it's all good too. Well, I kind of do. But what are you going to do with that? If you're going to use it for something silly, then I'll have to end this here. Not that I have to tell you. Same. I don't feel like answering to you either. Just like she said, a shrewd fella. The boy curses me softly. That's like, dude, what do you expect in return? You're acting like a jackass, and you just and you expect us to treat, to actually give you what what you want. That's not how this works, bro. His attitude is a little stiff, but Minori seems to be a reasonable guy otherwise. Well, if not pretty hostile for no real reason. You see, the reasons are entirely personal. I won't misuse it. I'm just going to refer to it as I buy a gift. Well, at least he's honest. I see. In other words, you like Sakura, right? It's not that I like her or anything. So he's a tsundere. But the fall tournament starts soon, and I wanted to do something for the captain, since she looks so tired. He answers calmly, except that his burning red face is about to set me ablaze as well. I see. So what is it about Sakura that you like? Hey, are you even listening to me? Sure am. And that's what I'd like to hear about. Sincerity, 0. Don't want to talk. He turns his face away. And again, silence. Jesus, what the hell? How long is this going to continue for? There isn't really a reason. She's a beauty, that's all. It seems like he gave in to the silence. Yep, I'm sure Mitsuzuri loves to make fun of a character like this. A beauty, huh? That's one big compliment. Now don't you think Mitsuzuri is beautiful too? That's his sister, dude. Why would you ask him that? That's so weird. What? Don't you dare compare her to my sister. My sister isn't even a girl to begin with. Oh, wow. That's one bombshell of a statement to make while Mitsuzuri is anywhere within a kilometer-wide radius from here. This man is not to be underestimated. It'd be funny if she just came out of nowhere and just punched him in the face for that. No, I misspoke. Please don't tell my sister I said that. Yeah. No need to even ask. She'd shoot me to death first if I did. I don't want my friend to get a criminal record, but more importantly, I value my life. Let's get back to the main topic, Minori. So, what about the captain do you like? Maybe her maturity? Anything else? Sometimes, the way that her cheeks become red when she spills some tea without others noticing, or maybe her gentle spirit when she's having fun. I find that fascinating, albeit rare. Right. Okay, my turn next. Sakura's current hobby is cooking. She likes obanayaki from Edomiya, and as for the stuff she wants, some kind of casual clothing, I guess? I'm not too sure about the last one, but I think I heard her say something like that to Ryder the other day. You, is it okay to tell me all that? Well, I mean, you asked. It can't be helped. I've heard so much, it's only fair that I tell you. I mean, you know, we live together. If he knew that, you know, Sakura comes over to his house on a regular basis, then I think he'd probably try to kill you. The third bout of silence. But since it doesn't look like there will be anything accomplished after this, I'll end it here. Alright then, good luck with the tournament. Yeah. No, I don't need to hear that from you. I'll do my best on my own. And Minori goes his own way. Well, what do you know? I knew Sakura was popular, but to think that even Mitsuzuri's brother... Her maturity, caught me off guard. What can I say? Maybe it's just Minori-kun, or maybe that's how the underclassmen see it. Either way, Sakura has become one fine senpai. Yeah, I mean, is it really surprising? Is it really surprising all the guys are after her? It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? Hang around the Ebony Horizons, golf, call it a day if we go for a walk. Okay, well, if we go for a walk... we'll at least get some things done. You know, because I think the more we investigate the town, the more it seems like the main plot will progress. At least that's what I think. So, I guess we should look around the town a bit more. We arrive at the heart of Miyama. Looking towards Shinto, I can see the lit up bridge and all the city lights. So I wonder if Shiro remembers what happened to him, like, you know, how he died. Like, if he remembers that he gets killed by Archer if he goes towards Shinto. There's nothing unusual here. We can continue our patrol in Miyama, or extend further into Shinto. I shall leave it up to your judgment, Shiro. Eventually, dawn will come. We'd better not be out here too late, or Sakura and the others will worry. We shouldn't be wandering around aimlessly either. Let's see, now that we've more or less covered Miyama, I guess we should have a look through Shinto too. Soon it will be dawn. As much as I want to continue this one-on-one patrol of Saber, it's about time we start wrapping it up. Okay, well, maybe next time we'll actually be able to go into Shinto. But we've only investigated, like, 2 places in Miyama. Okay, well, there's nothing new over here. There's something new at the harbor, but that's the only place there's a new event happening. That's kind of weird. Oh, Shinji's here. Ah, Shinji. A little before 10 in the morning, the port is still empty and there's no one but Shinji just standing there. Fishing? No, that's not it. He's just staring absent-mindedly at the sea, empty-handed. Hey, Shinji! Don't talk to me. What are you doing? Are you waiting for someone? Shut up. Leave me alone. Everyone hates me anyway. I don't get to appear anywhere, and even when I do, it's as a joke. And when I come to fish to relieve some stress, some freak starts picking a fight with me. What the hell is he going on about? So, Emiya, what do you think? Sakura appears something times, whereas I only appear 3 times. Wow, even if you count with one hand, you still have fingers left over. Isn't that totally unbalanced? I mean, there's no such thing as a little sister that's better than her brother. Shinji moves to a far corner of the port. He curls up into a ball like a pill bug. I think he may be about to lose it. He probably woke him a cardboard box to cover himself up. Seeing him down like this, I try to hold back the tears welling up in my throat. Hey, don't be silly. You can do it, Shinji. Get up, Shinji. Not recognizing your own unfortunate treatment and not reading the mood are your strengths. You know it. I think he does recognize his treatment. He just doesn't care. I mean, he's most of the time he's just an asshole. I try my best to cheer him up. I don't want to. I'm tired. I'm a terrible person. I'm definitely a Mato. You know, I don't really think I can argue with that one. The fact that he's a terrible person, at least. My grandfather, father, and my father's little brother were all suited to sulking like this too. Shinji curls up even more. Well, it takes an extraordinary person to behave in such a manner at a place as pleasant as this. Would you just go away already? I'm waiting for my destined opponent. It's my last chance to become a main character. Oh, is there some fourth wall breaking going on here? I have no business with an empty-handed Emiya. He shoos me away. I can't really think of anything else to try right now. I'll try coming back here later. So is he just, like, waiting for Lancer there? Okay. Well, there's something new at the school. What? Is there anything? No. Nothing at the harbor, nothing anywhere else there. So I guess we should go to school. There's the seniors hallway, and then there's the student council room. Well, I'm guessing if we went into the seniors hallway, we might talk to Mrs. Uri's brother again. So maybe we should see what Issei is up to. I'm idly passing the time in the student council room. Maybe capture the bishop with the gold general at 8B. No, that's still 2 extra moves. Issei doesn't seem to have much, so he's slowly solving shogi puzzles in old magazines. It would be great if we had a board and pieces, but there is nothing like that in the student council room, since it would set a bad example for other students. Any items used for amusement are not to be brought in. That's Issei's own policy. Not to be left behind, I'm also enjoying the Fujimura Taiga Blast from the past crossword puzzle that the newspaper club had published. But with the subject being what it is, it's more like a hardship than entertainment. Why can't this knight do anything? He's such an eyesore. Hey, Emiya. Give me some tea. Hot enough to make my brain tingle, please. Alright, there's still Yukon left. Want me to slice some? A tempting offer, but I'll hold off on that until the 3 o'clock break. Snacking between meals is not proper. Seems like it's not a break he's having now. There's half an hour left until 3 o'clock. I don't know if that's his self-imposed quota, but he seems to be intent on solving 3 questions from the compilation of advanced shogi problems by then. We immerse ourselves in our respective ways of killing time. With the chime of the 4 o'clock bell, Issei nods and locks the safe. Hey Issei, what was that? This? It's a report saying what clubs will be presenting what at the cultural festival. It's separated by each class in each club. I see, but why do you keep it in a safe? To avoid theft? Something like that. You see, the deadline for the reports was today at 4. From now on, no matter what the excuse is, we can't accept them. Therefore, a class or club without a presentation decided at this point in time will not be allowed to participate in the cultural festival. Wow, I didn't know the cutoff was at 4 today. Yes, that's the only reason I was here in the student council room on a day off. Well, that's that. My work's done for the day. Want to go eat something at the cafe in Shinto on the way back? Issei happily gets ready to go home. Obaneyaki again. You sure like that stuff. Naturally, so do I. I leave my seat without a further prompt. Those reports for the cultural festival, though. Which club was it that hadn't decided what to do, I wonder? Wow, that was pretty short. So what else is there to do but go patrolling? It's just after 9 p.m. and dinner's already over. There are no major events and everyone returned to their rooms. It's too early to go to bed, so what should I do in the meantime? Go out for a walk? Oh, there's something important that'll happen if we go out for a walk. Go out for a walk with Saber. When we come down the hill, the town has completely changed. Oh boy, are we actually going to confront the beasts this time? The lights have died out, and there's no sign of any human activity. Even still, this uninhabited town is full of breathing. Yeah, that's definitely an unusual thing to happen. It seems like there might be some presence around us. It's an uncomfortable frequency, almost like a whisper. Meaningless hatred arises within me. It must be the bestial scent in the air. I feel strong anger at this enemy I have yet to see. Shiro, there's no one inside these houses. Anything with a human form has disappeared completely from Fuyuki. Not mass slaughter, but disappearance. It seems what Saber saw was corpseless, bloodless murder scenes. Does Saber hear that? This truly is an enigma. Perhaps this is the work of whoever restarted the Holy Grail War. Yeah, probably. None of the other servants would do this. But more importantly, Saber, what do you think of these voices? Voices? I'm not sure what... No, indeed I can hear something. Is this the barking of a dog? She narrows her eyes, trying to focus on the harsh sound. The voices become louder and louder. The shrill sounds reverberate between my skull and my brain, stimulating my instincts. Shiro, what is wrong? Your face is pale. Could it be that there is poison in the air? Yeah. Now that she mentions it, these voices are nothing other than poison. I have some resistance to poison due to my armor, but Shiro, you are defenseless. Let us retreat back to the estate for now. I believe there should be no major trouble as Ryder is there, but I am still worried. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'd rather do something about these voices. There's only 2 hours left before the day ends. Let's find the source before the day changes. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. Shiro, I understand how you feel, but there are no clues. Oh, damn it. That's probably why. Is it not wiser to retreat? This isn't like Saber. I've been hearing the clues all this time, up to the point of blatancy. Let's leave home defense to Ryder. Right now, I want to track these voices. Shiro! I run ahead of her. My sense of balance is getting destroyed by the breathing of these beasts swirling inside my ears. They can't be too far off. Tonight, Saber's with me. I shouldn't lose no matter who I fight. Well, let's hope that's true. The howling changed into roaring. At this point, there's no need for me to say anything to Saber. That's because the enemy is in front of us. Is Karen back? The things that wiped out all the people in the city. Or... oh, yeah, the beasts and Karen, they both return. Are all here, flocking to a girl I've never seen before. I know I've seen them before, yet my memory fails me. Just a little more. If the clock strikes midnight or somebody tells me, I will remember. Okay, so he doesn't remember, but if he sees something, it might trigger him to remember. You know, something, the thing that killed him at least. They howled, making jarring sounds of movement. A frequency outside my hearing range. The herd informs me with certainty, with voices that no human could ever make out. I'll kill you. A beast raises its head. Wringing its claws, it rushes at me as if it was crawling. Shiro, stay back. Saber moves forward in a flash. Ooh. She cuts through the mysterious beasts. I don't know what force moves these monsters, but it's obvious that they are no match for Saber. She should be able to clear them out without any problem. In that case, I'll catch that girl watching us from deeper inside of the park. She's got to be the one behind this real-life Twilight Zone if she's in charge of these beasts. I'm actually surprised they referenced the Twilight Zone. I slip past the monsters that are being thinned out by Saber. Where are you going, Shiro? Stop. You must not move away from me. The monsters keep attacking her. They swarm around Saber desperately, probably having instinctively realized who is the most powerful being in this area. I don't like leaving Saber behind, but this is my chance. They will never be able to outmatch her, no matter how many of them attack together. The best they can do is buy time. I can use this chance to go after their master. I don't know if that's the best idea, Shiro. She might be able to kill you easily, and Saber wouldn't be able to protect you. All this time, the girl's been simply watching us without running away. I can do this. I don't feel any threat coming from that girl. Well, that might be your mistake. I already know that I'll be able to catch her by myself. You're quite the master. I would have never expected you to leave Saber to fend off those monsters by herself. A voice lacking any emotion. Her clothes remind me of a lifeless doll. I'll save the chit-chat for later. Right now, I'm going to catch this girl in front of me. I grab her arm. Got you. Hey, who the hell are you? No, stop these guys first. If you won't stop them, I was about to say I would use force on her, however. You'll rake me violently? Ugh. I don't mind, except that kind of thinking is awfully unlikely. Don't you agree, Miyashiro? She sees through me and replies with heavy words that I have tasted once before. You know me? So, you were the one that restarted the Holy Grail War. Yes, I was the one that restarted it in this form. If you wish to resolve it, you should catch me. Well, he kinda already did. However, this time it was a failure. We were not meant to meet here. Oh, whoops. What? My vision flickers, and in an instant. Nolemek Tangeri. Oh, she used the cloth. My limbs are restrained by a cloth with a will of its own. What the hell? I can't move. The cloth is only restraining my arms and legs, and all that's pulling on it is the girl's slender arm. So why the hell am I having trouble even breathing? Resistance is futile. It is impossible for a man to tear the holy cloth of Magdala. My body cracks. Thankfully, the restraint that's holding my entire body doesn't seem to have enough power to tear me apart. In fact, this seems like the code that specializes only in restraining its target. I have no intention of killing you. Since this meeting was a failure, all we need to... The girl's face starts convulsing. I hear a quiet sound. The sound of flesh being torn apart, and the smell of blood drifting through the air. Did Saber get to her? Her face distorts in pain. What's going on? Nobody could have hurt her, yet there's blood trickling down her body. Hey, you okay there? That's definitely not normal. I'm the one tied up. Whatever that girl is going through sure looks a lot worse. Oh, for God's sake, just get this thing off of me. You're suffering, right? I won't do anything, so just take it easy. I wonder how much of that she believed. The girl slowly moves her collapsing body. How could I become possessed so quickly? I knew it. You are... Leaving that interesting remark behind, she staggers away. Stop moving around when you're hurt, you idiot! And if you're going to run away, get this damn cloth off me! The red cloth is doing its job even with its master gone. I can't move. I can't breathe too well, and I'm just about to pass out. Are you alright, Shiro? Saber's sword cuts through the red cloth. The horde of monsters is still around us. She came to save me in the midst of her own battle, no doubt, not letting her guard down. Saber keeps her sword pointed at the beasts. What was that cloth? These monsters do not have such an ability. I don't really know either. Anyway, nothing is going to make any sense until I capture that girl. What? Did you say girl? She went that way. I should still be able to catch up to her. Sorry, Saber. Please take care of these guys for me. Leaving Saber to cover my back, I run off. I don't know the cause, but that girl is injured. I want to know who she really is, but first, those wounds have to be treated. The trail of blood continues onto the tufts of grass on the riverbank. She's lost a lot of blood. If something isn't done soon, she could lose her life. A voice of suppressed agony. The girl is lying in the tall grass to hide herself. Hey, you're in there, aren't you? Don't run away. I'm not going to do anything to you. I just have some things I want to ask you, but I'll do that after I patch you up. Stop. Run away. I hear the sharp sound of ripping flesh again. This isn't the time to be worrying about traps or a counterattack. Urged on by the smell of blood, I step into the grass. Yeah. The girl's injury has worsened. I don't know what happened. No, what's going to happen, but I keep walking closer, unable to let things go on like this. Stop. Don't look. Her agony intensifies. Every step I take, it gets worse. It seems almost sexual somehow. Oh god. Oh god. What's about to happen here? I'm afraid. The gasps of pain grow hotter, bit by bit. You know, this is getting a little bit weird. With each step, I dig deeper into her body. Little by little, I expose her body. In what way? If that's the case, the moment I reach her, she will climax. Oh. I don't think I need to read that. One more step. A part of me thinks I could treat her body, and then... No! Don't come closer. Okay, hold on. Maybe this is similar to what Sakura was going through in Heaven's Feel, where, like, she needs magical energy, or she, like the worms kind of act almost like some kind of aphrodisiac for her or something. Maybe this is what's happening with Karen. That's the only thing I can think. Another part of me doesn't want to approach, knowing I'll die. Ooh, well, it looks like he really did. What is this? Red liquid backed up, pouring out of my mouth. I looked down at the sinister weapon that penetrated my stomach. Yeah, that'll definitely... Wizard Archer again. I've seen many things up until now, but none of them ever lived up to the horror in front of me. Oh god. What the fuck is that? What the... Huge claws are coming out of her slender body. Oh my god. So that wound came from the inside. While gasping in heat, the girl formed that monster and impaled me as I got close. Oh. I'm fading out. I will die here, not even needing to wait until the next hour. But still, the knowledge I gained is tremendous. This was not the right place. I cannot meet her here. To learn her name, it has to happen at a place closer to the source, wherever that is. Engraving only that into my memory, I released the consciousness that I kept linked in my body, and on the verge of death. Looking at the figure of the girl that gave birth to this weapon, I suddenly remember a demon from a fairy tale. Jesus. Final night. We cannot meet here. We ought to finally arrive at the night where she was first noticed. Well, hopefully. I guess something changed. Something must have changed in that case.